Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today's Pick a Pile reading is all about your future with someone and if they're the one. There are 3 piles for you to choose from. From left to right, we have piles 1, 2, and then 3. The timestamps for each pile will be in the description below. Hello pile 1, welcome to your reading. Let's jump right into it. Your connection is entering a space where truth is unavoidable and freeing. The overall energy here suggests you're in a dynamic where clarity will be the cornerstone of the relationship. It doesn't begin with fantasy or illusion. It begins with observation, questions, and a willingness to see each other plainly. This is not a surface-level bond. From the very beginning, there's a sense that honesty, even when it's messy, is going to be what brings you closer, not what tears you apart. There's something deeply grounded about how this relationship unfolds. It might not be overly romantic or showy at first, but the connection builds in strength each time you and this person choose transparency. This is a path where nothing stays hidden for long. Emotional armor starts to fall away as both of you realize how safe it feels to be fully seen. That's a rare kind of truth, and it sets the tone for what's to come. This person may already be in your life, or coming in soon, but what's clear is that the foundation you're building together is rooted in respect, clarity, and a mutual emotional intelligence. You're learning that love doesn't need to be complicated to be meaningful. Sometimes the strongest connections are the ones that make the most sense when you're not trying to force anything. This relationship begins with curiosity. One or both of you are observing, paying close attention, not to judge, but to truly understand. There's a playful back and forth energy in the early stages, where conversation sparks easily and keeps you both coming back for more. It's not just about sharing facts, it's about watching how the other person thinks, speaks, and processes the world, and that mental connection quickly turns into something deeper. There may also be a bit of hesitation here, not fear exactly, but a sense of, let me watch and make sure this is real. That's healthy. This person doesn't want to dive headfirst without seeing the full picture, and neither do you. But even in the careful pacing, there's genuine interest. They don't just want your attention, they want your truth. And they'll give you theirs in return, piece by piece. This card brings in the blessing of understanding through communication. Your future together will never be about guessing games or emotional manipulation. It will be about staying curious about each other year after year, even when you think you already know everything. This person is sharp, emotionally contained, incredibly intelligent, and not one to get swept up in drama. They think before they speak, and they lead with more reason than feeling. But underneath that composed exterior is someone who values fairness deeply. If this is the person you're wondering about, know this. They won't say things lightly. If they choose you, it's because they've thought it through, and they're fully committed. There's a strong sense of maturity here. They won't always be the first to gush with affection, but they will consistently show up. The energy they bring is dependable, steady, and above all, honest. They may challenge you to step into your own clarity, to articulate what you want, to mean what you say, and in return, they'll meet you there. This dynamic is built on clear expectations and mutual accountability. This connection becomes a space where integrity flourishes. You don't have to worry about where you stand or what they're thinking. They'll tell you, clearly and directly. And over time, you'll come to value how safe it feels to love someone who makes emotional safety a priority, not a privilege. This card speaks to a strong need for security, both yours and theirs. There may be some cautiousness around opening up fully, especially early on. This person values what they've built in their life and won't give their heart away casually. They hold their emotions, their time, and even their affection with care. Not to withhold, but because they don't waste what's precious to them. You'll feel this in how they handle your connection. They won't rush. They'll want to make sure that the foundation is solid before they share more. This can sometimes feel slow, but it's never cold. The more they trust, the more they give. And once that door opens, it doesn't close easily. They're not flighty. Once they've chosen you, it's with full commitment. This blessing is about emotional preservation. You're both learning how to protect the connection without stifling it, and in that shared caution, there's a deep respect, the kind that builds something worth keeping. The energy here continues to move steadily, intentionally, and with deep care. This person isn't about grand gestures or a whirlwind passion. Though they may still be romantic in their own grounded way, they express their love through action, consistency, and follow-through. If they say they'll be there, they will be. If they make a plan with you, they'll see it through. And that creates a rhythm that becomes the heart of your future together. This relationship grows at a pace that might feel slow to outsiders, but to the two of you, it will feel right. You're both moving with purpose, not pressure. Each step is thoughtful, each commitment deliberate, and because of that, the bond becomes almost unshakable. You're not building a spark, you're building a fire that lasts. Over time, the beauty of this connection will lie in how reliable it is. This is someone you can count on to the day-to-day, not just during the highs. And that consistency becomes a safe space for both of you to expand, emotionally and practically. Clarity. That's what wraps up this entire reading. In a world where so many connections are built on guessing, illusion, or fantasy, this relationship strips all of that away. There's no confusion here. You know what you want, they know what they want, and you both stop looking elsewhere. The energy of what if dissolves. The only thing left is what is. This card reverse shows that whatever indecision or emotional fog may have clouded your judgment before, it won't have a place in this connection. You're not going to wonder if this is real, you'll know. And even if the challenges arise, you'll face them with clear eyes and open hearts. This clarity becomes your shared superpower. No pretending, no false hope. Just two people choosing each other over and over in a relationship that gets better the more real it becomes. So are they the one? If you're ready for something honest, stable, and quietly powerful, this is it. This future isn't built on fantasy, it's built on truth, and that makes it real. So that's what I'm getting for pile 1. If this resonated for you, please let me know in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe. See you next time. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's jump right into it. The presence of hope as your overarching energy is gentle but deeply powerful. This connection represents something you've longed for, maybe even quietly, without telling anyone. Your future self is holding space for a relationship that restores your belief in what's possible. There's a softness here, a light that returns after a period of emotional darkness or disappointment. Even if things have felt heavy or uncertain lately, this connection carries a renewal of faith, not just in love, but in yourself. The energy here isn't about sweeping you off your feet, it's about lighting someone within that you had almost dimmed. This person, or this bond, reminds you of who you are when you're safe. They don't just offer companionship, they reflect back your resilience, your warmth, and your capacity to believe again, and that belief becomes a central part of the story you're building together. With hope as its first message, it's clear that this isn't just about, are they the one? It's about, are they the one who helps me return to me? And based on what's unfolding, the answer leans towards yes. There's emotional healing taking place in this connection. You're coming out of a time where anxiety, sleepless nights, or emotional overthinking may have dominated your internal world. Whether it was fear of abandonment, rejection, or just not being understood, that cycle is breaking. This relationship doesn't fix everything overnight, but it does provide a space where you feel less alone in your emotions. This person doesn't shy away from your shadows. They don't need you to be cheerful or put together all the time. There's understanding here, and that allows you to breathe again. What once felt like pressure to hide how you feel becomes an invitation to share how you feel. That level of safety becomes the foundation for something much more authentic. As your nervous system relaxes, so does your heart. You begin to realize that love doesn't have to be a roller coaster to be real. The absence of chaos, that's the blessing. You're healing in real time, and this connection is both witness and participant in that process. This is a slow burn relationship, one that doesn't rush but roots. The person you're drawing in, or already connected to, isn't here for the short term. They value commitment, and they show it through consistency. You'll see it in the small things, the check-ins, the follow-throughs, the way they remember what matters to you and make space for it. This card signals that your future together is built step by step. There's no racing to labels or promises, but every day they choose to invest. That effort might not always feel grand or romantic in the traditional sense, but it creates something solid. You begin to trust that this person isn't just saying the right things, they're doing the right things. And that becomes one of the biggest blessings in this connection, the predictability of presence. No games, no mystery, just someone who's all in, steadily, sincerely, and without needing to prove it. Now, this card invites us to look at where imbalance may have existed, or may still be lingering. It could point to moments where the relationship didn't start off perfectly aligned, or where one person was giving more than the other. This doesn't mean the connection isn't real. It means that part of your journey together involves learning how to truly meet in the middle. Your future self isn't warning you, they're guiding you. They're showing you that love doesn't automatically equal harmony. Sometimes it takes work to bridge the emotional distance, especially if one or both of you have wounds around intimacy or vulnerability. But the effort is mutual. Both of you are learning how to come toward each other with more presence and fewer assumptions. In time, this imbalance resolves, not through force, but through honesty. You're not meant to keep bending or compensating. You're meant to find equality, and this connection, if nurtured, becomes a space where that equality is finally possible. This is the turning point, the moment in your connection where everything begins to make sense. The star comes after disruption, after pain, and its message is that healing isn't maybe, it's happening. You're entering a phase of deep emotional restoration, and this relationship plays a major role in that. There's peace here, there's purpose, and above all, there's light. This card also confirms that this connection is spiritually significant. It may feel fated or even divinely timed. Things that once felt broken begin to rebuild. Dreams that once felt far away start to return, and this time, they're not fantasy, they're foundations. Together, you and this person begin to create a shared vision for the future that actually feels attainable. More than anything, the star brings hope back to the heart. Not blind hope, but the kind rooted in evidence, in consistency, and in genuine care. That's the space you're entering, and it's exactly what you've been needing. And lastly, you're being asked to slow down. This relationship won't, and shouldn't, move too fast. There's a reason things unfold in layers. You're both being given the space to process, to reflect, and to respond rather than react. This card suggests that rushing the connection would miss the very point of it, intentionality. There may have been relationships in the past where words flew faster than feelings could catch up, where actions were impulsive or reactions were sharp, but this is different. This person encourages you to take your time, to not rush into certainty, but to build it through shared experience and emotional presence. The blessing here isn't momentum, it's maturity. This isn't about the fastest path to union, it's about the most aligned one. Your future together thrives when you let it unfold naturally, without pressure, without urgency, and with the full depth of both of your truths at the center. So are they the one? They could be, not because they sweep you off your feet, but because they meet you where it matters, in honesty, in healing, and in hope. The future you're creating isn't rushed or loud, it's real, and it's beginning to glow. So that's what I'm getting for pile 2. If this resonated for you, please let me know in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe. See you next time. Hello pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's jump right into it. The energy surrounding this connection is vast. Universe shows up when something is nearing a major turning point, or when the full picture is finally becoming visible. This relationship feels karmic in some way, not in a punishing sense, but in a deeply transformative one. You may have already been through cycles with this person, or if they're new, you'll feel like you've known them before. There's an intensity here that makes you reflect not just on love, but on who you are within love. Your future self wants you to see this connection as a catalyst. It's not simply about partnership, it's about evolution. This person mirrors parts of you that are ready to grow. They show you what you're capable of, what you're still holding on to, and what you might be ready to let go. That kind of connection can feel overwhelming at times, but also exhilarating. There's nothing casual about it, even if it starts that way. This may not be the easiest relationship you've ever had, but it might be one of the most significant. There's something powerful about the way this energy stretches you. Your future together holds massive potential, but only if both of you are ready to meet it with truth, accountability, and emotional courage. This connection begins with intense magnetism. Whether it's physical, mental, or even spiritual, There's something about this person that draws you in with almost effortless power. They're confident, resourceful, and they know how to get your attention, but it doesn't feel manipulative, it feels aligned, like they're showing you what's possible when someone actually steps into their full energy. The two of you together have major potential, not just as a couple, but as a team. You amplify each other. You could build something real, something big, but that magic comes with responsibility. You both have to stay in integrity, especially when emotions run high. The magician brings the tools, but how you use them determines the outcome. Your future self is encouraging you to stay grounded, even in the thrill of this connection. Yes, the chemistry is real. Yes, the possibilities are expansive, but the work lies in using that momentum to build something stable, not just chase the high. This card brings up themes of independence, or the lack of it. There may be moments in this relationship where either you or the other person struggle to feel self-sufficient. That could be emotional, financial, or even about identity. Sometimes being in this connection might make you question whether you're standing on your own 2 feet or losing parts of yourself in the dynamic. That imbalance isn't a deal breaker, but it's something to be mindful of. The love is real, but there's a lesson here in maintaining autonomy while being together. Your future self is reminding you that you don't have to abandon your individuality for love, and in fact, the relationship gets stronger when you hold on to it. This blessing might not look like conventional romance. It looks like strength through self-awareness. You're being challenged to stay whole within the relationship, not shrink, not hide, but rise. That's where this connection becomes transformational. Here's where it gets real. This card isn't a red flag, it's a flashlight. It shines bright light on the dynamics, habits, or emotional ties that can bind you in ways that aren't healthy if left unchecked. There's undeniable passion here, but with that comes intensity, and sometimes obsession, control, or codependence. Your future self isn't warning you off, they're telling you to stay awake. This connection has depth, but it also has shadows. Maybe it brings out parts of you that you've tried to outgrow. Maybe it tempts you to lose your balance. But here's the thing, the devil only has the power when you give it power, and this relationship is offering you the chance to confront what you've once avoided. If both of you can face those inner patterns with honesty, not denial, then this connection becomes a tool for growth. But if the hard truths are ignored, it can spiral. That's the choice, and that's where the power lies, not in the other person, but in your ability to choose what kind of relationship you want to co-create. There may be instability here around the idea of leadership, maturity, or long-term planning. This person might present as grounded and put together, but underneath there could be unresolved insecurity, especially around control or financial responsibility. They want to provide, to protect, and to build, but they may not have the tools or consistency to sustain it fully just yet. This card invites you to look at whether this person's actions match their intentions. Do they say all the right things but struggle to follow through? Do they seek stability but resist structure? Your future self is asking you not to take potential as proof. Look at what's being built, not what's being promised. Now, this doesn't mean that they're not the one, but it does mean that they may need more time and accountability before they can show up in the way you truly deserve. This relationship will require patience, but also boundaries. Don't carry what they're not willing to lift themselves. The opportunity is there, but the question is, will it be taken? This card reverse speaks to a blessing that almost manifests, but needs structure to root. The potential for a future is very real, but without alignment, it can fizzle out or stay stuck in the realm of what could have been. Your future self isn't saying this won't work. They're saying, don't build on shaky ground. This card challenges both of you to commit to the work of the relationship. Love is present, passion is overwhelming, but for something long-lasting, there has to be stability, emotionally, financially, and energetically. This card asks, are you both ready to invest, not just feel? Your future self reminds you, the connection is powerful, but its success depends on your willingness to be grounded in truth, not fantasy. If you both show up with honesty, accountability, and a shared vision, this has the potential to grow into something truly abundant. But if not, it could remain a beautiful almost. So are they the one? They might be, If you both choose to face your shadows, do the inner work, and build with intention, this is a connection that could change your life, for the better or for a lesson. The outcome is in your hands. So that's what I'm getting for pile 3. If this resonated for you, please let me know in the comments, and of course, like and subscribe. See you next time.